but just be aware of that process. We are not holding up any heats in here for anybody that is not here, okay? So that's really the only housekeeping thing we have right now. We want to introduce you to Stephen Tackett. He's going to talk through the appeals process. It's something that we have not done a very good job of in the past, of explaining to you in this type of a setting how the appeals process works. And so I'm going to turn the mic over to Stephen Tackett. He's going to explain that to you, and then we'll get to the briefing. All right, here's Stephen.
What's up? I'll keep this brief. You'll probably either like me or hate me this week if you do an appeal. If you do an appeal, the QR code will be at the athlete control table. If you follow the QR code, it takes you to competition corner. If you have the pleasure of having Will's phone number, do not text him about making an appeal, and do not send an email like we did in the finals to appeals@worldfitnessproject.com. If you do any sort of an appeal, it has to go through Comp Corner or it won't be able to be appealed. The two main rules is 90 minutes after your heat time is the window you have to make an appeal, and the appeal has to be made by you. It cannot be made by a coach. The appeal has to be made through you. The last important thing is the last workout of the weekend has to be made on the floor. So if you exit the floor, you cannot appeal anything. So you can't go talk to your coach, them tell you to make an appeal, and then you come back to make an appeal. You have to do it, see me on the floor at the end of that workout. The only other snippet is if there is a scoring error, you can make an appeal for that at any time the day of. It does not have to follow the 90-minute rule. So if you feel like there's a scoring error, just send an appeal. It doesn't count towards your actual appeals. We will look at that and get that fixed. If you don't know, you have two appeals. If you lose one, obviously it's gone. If you win the appeal, it does not go anywhere. You still have two for the weekend. Any quick questions on appeals? The question was, can you appeal no reps? It depends. So if it's a slow movement, my best example I can give is a handstand walk, because it's one rep across 30 feet. It can be appealed because it's one rep. If you're no repping squat depth on 150 wall balls, that's something that's not going to be appealed. But it is also a case-by-case basis. So if someone comes to me and asks me if they should appeal or not, I say go ahead and appeal, because we're going to watch anything that is appealed. So if you want to go ahead and appeal it, that's fine. Just know that it might get turned down and you might lose your appeal. Any other questions? I have every view available. The question was, should you submit video? Sometimes the video is faster for me than going back and looking back an hour and a half on the video. So if you have a video, there is a link to add in any video that you have for an appeal that you're making. Good question. Last thing I will say, because this has happened in like the 3 tour stops, is for you pros, it's the chip timer is your time, not what the scoreboard says or what the TVs say. Your chip timer is when your ankle crosses the mats or get close to the mats, and the TV is sometimes 2 to 3 seconds off of what your chip timer reads. A lot of appeals come in over the tour stops, my time was wrong, but it's not what you see on the TV, it's what the chip reader reads when you cross the line. Good? All right, I got Yal Maurice going over the workouts for us.
Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to London. My name is Yamaris, for those of you who have never met me. I will be your head judge throughout the weekend, and Sarah will be assisting me on the floor this weekend. They will move to the barbell and perform 15 overhead squats. After the overhead squats, you will move the barbell forward. That will signify round number 2. You're gonna go through the same thing again. Toes to bar, runner, overhead squat, that's round 2. Round 3. Round 4. After that, after you're done with your last overhead squat, you're gonna go to the finish line, and that will be time. Any questions on the flow? Awesome. Movement standards, toes to bar. Is a standard toe to bar. Any questions on a standard toe to bar? Good. For the runner, the important thing is that you enter and exit through the back. Don't go through the front. Do not touch the monitor, please. Any questions on the runner? Okay. Overhead squat. Yes? The question was, if the runner doesn't work, there is a tape line. We marked our runners. There is a tape line with a number on the runner. The judges are going to be counting revolutions, okay? We just test them. Yes. The question was, will the judges start the runner every time? The answer is yes, because we're going to have 2 judges per lane, so one of the judges is going to be restarting. Any other questions? Okay. Overhead squat. You can bring the barbell overhead however you want. You can do a squat snatch when the barbell is taken from the ground. You start with the barbell overhead and locked out. You finish with the barbell overhead and locked out. You must pass through a full squat. Please do not drop the barbell behind you. That's a no rep, and don't drop it from overhead. You can drop it below your waist. To move the barbell forward in between rounds, you can bring it overhead, bring it to the front squat, roll it on the floor, don't throw it. Any questions? Yes. Is it a shorty bar or a shorty barbell? If you drop it behind or from above, it's a no rep, yes. Yes. From overhead, it's a no rep, yes. Below the waist, no behind. Any other questions? Yes, sir. C70 or C70X shorty bar? C70. Say again. C70. C70. Yes. Below the waist, not like this, below the waist. Don't drop it from overhead. Better? That was a good rep. Yes, sir. What was the question? A good one or a bad one? Can you repeat a good one?
Same thing.
Good one, good rep. Good. Any other questions? Just don't drop it from above. Okay, go with workout number 1. Let's go to workout number 2. Workout number 2 is for time. 8 or 6 short rope climbs, 27 meters handstand walk with 1 pirouette every 9 meters, 120 weighted double unders, 27 meters handstand walk with 1 pirouette every 9 meters, 8 or 6 short rope climbs, 27 meters handstand walk with 1 pirouette every 9 minutes, 120 double unders. There's a minimum work requirement of 8 or 6 short rope climbs, 27 meters handstand walk with 1 pirouette every 9 minutes, and 120 weighted double unders. The time cap is 13 minutes. For the flow, athletes will start on their start mat. At go, they will move to the rig to perform the number of rope climbs, 8 for males, 6 for females. After that, they will complete 27 meters of handstand walk, doing 1 pirouette at any point within 9 meters. So it's yellow to yellow. You must complete 1 pirouette, yellow to yellow. Second pirouette, anywhere. Handstand walk, third pirouette, anywhere. Yellow to yellow. 120 double unders. After 120, you're moving the jump rope and you're doing the same thing back. Handstand walk, pirouette, handstand walk, pirouette, handstand walk, pirouette, and you're going back to do the rope climbs. On the way back, we're doing the same thing. You can just go down all the way down. $120 double unders, and then we cross the finish line. Any questions on the flow? Any questions on the rope climb? Yes. Again? 15. How tall is the beam? 15.
It's about 14. The yellow line is roughly at 14.
Yes. The question was, any rule on the descent? The answer is no. Make good life choices. Any other questions on the rope climb? Okay. For the handstand walk, we are starting behind, both hands behind, without touching the yellow line. You're gonna handstand walk unbroken, yellow to yellow, and somewhere in between, you can do a pirouette, a 360-degree turn. It does not have to be here. It can be anywhere before crossing the yellow line. You do not have to come down and start the next section. You can go straight. Yellow to yellow is unbroken. You have to cross, for the section to be credited, you have to cross the yellow line, and if you take a break and come down, you must start your next section on this side of the line. Any questions? Yes. Let me see if I got this straight. You started your second section behind the yellow line. You Your hands go back, you go back because you're trying to find balance. During the pirouette, they may not touch. If you're doing your pirouette and you touch this line, it's a no rep. But if you're trying to find your balance and you walk backwards, as long as you move forward, it's fine. During the pirouette, if you do your pirouette here and you touch the line, that's a no rep. Side lines on the handstand walk or the pirouette are no rep. The sidelines. Yes. Great question. Question is, when I'm crossing the yellow line, do both of my palms need to touch or can I just tap? You can just tap. This is good. This is good. You can tap. Did that answer your question? Awesome. Any other questions? Okay, double unders. It's a standard double under. The rope passes under your feet twice every time you jump, and we must jump forward. Any questions on the double under? Yes. Stand by. Backup rope on the floor. Backup rope. Number 3. Workout number 3 is for time with a 16-minute time cap. It's 50 or 40 calories on the echo row, 25 burpee box jump overs, 50 dumbbell goblet squat, 50 or 40 calories on the echo ski, 25 burpee box jump overs, 50 double dumbbell thrusters, finish line. There's a minimum work requirement of the row, the burpees, and the goblet squats. The flow. Athletes are starting on the start mat. At go, they will move to complete the prescribed number of calories. Then they will move to the box and perform 15 burpee box jump overs. You will advance the box, carrying, pushing it, pulling it, not flipping it. We'll perform 10 more. Then you will move to the dumbbell. You will perform 15 goblet squats, move forward, 15 goblet squats, moves forward, 10 and 10. After that, you will move to the skier, perform the calories, then go to the burpees, burpee box jump overs again, do 15, move the box, do 10, move up to the dumbbells. You will perform 15 thrusters, move forward, 15 thrusters, move forward, 10 thrusters, move forward, 10 thrusters, finish line. Any questions on the flow? Let's go to the standards. The echo row, you're rowing, please.
It all began with a jump rope in 2015. It was tangled, plastic, and poorly adjusted. We knew we could do better, and so we did. We built our first prototype by hand. It worked. It made a difference. Our first double unders made a big impact. We felt the joy of success. It all began with a jump rope in 2015. It was tangled, plastic, and poorly adjusted. We knew we could do better, and so we did. We built our first prototype by hand. It worked. It made a difference. Our first double unders made a big impact. We felt the joy of success for the first time, and it felt magical. From there, our mission became clear: to facilitate the joy of success for athletes around the globe. Since then, we've focused on one thing: improving what others overlook. Engineering and innovation are our tools.
Victorious. In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative, time too big to waste all my time on critics hating, flattered by your opinions to show you I'll just embrace it. Now watch a early sunrise up, no daylight savings, go nuts when I have to. Glaze bet my sound in this beats on the house that we dreaming. Watch me way back up in the castle, my thoughts are distorted, cause I recall guys were hating uncommonly, all of them became common denominators. Hold up.
Welcome into London, England, the site of Tour Stop 1 of the World Fitness Project. It is season 2, and we are ready for an exciting weekend of fitness. We are here at Drum Sheds in Stratford, and I have an exciting cast of characters with me all weekend long. Two-time Games champion Annie Thorisdottir. We've got Pip Malone, former Games athlete and Australian multi-sport athlete, and then, of course, Ed Haynes, the head coach and founder of Coastal Fitness and Process Programming. I am Derek Forrest, and we are excited about the weekend. It is Tour Stop number 1, season number 2. Annie, welcome back.
So good to be back. Second season, like you said, first event of the season. I think you can feel the electricity in the air. The athletes have now tried this. The spectators have now gotten familiar with how the competition series work, how each event matters, and we are about to see one hell of a show this weekend.
Well, exactly what you said. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to be here for the first time in London and also first time at the WFP, obviously watching back home last year on the broadcast. Being here in person though, you really get a feel for the global level of this competition, global athletes, but also global staff and event managers, and it's just great to be part of.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a massive fan of WFP, you know, watched it online all last year, and I think what the World Fitness Project do so well is they highlight the stories of the athletes. And so watching and being a fan last year, I got really behind a lot of the stories of the athletes. And I think being here this weekend, being able to rub shoulders, chat to them, and just kind of be a part of the experience, I'm super excited about. And I think what Annie said, you know, she said, you know, this is the second year. A lot of athletes know what to expect, but there's some massive changes as well. You know, the format, the point system, we're going to talk about this later. So it's going to be exciting. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a great weekend, and we are here in the UK. But of course, we've got a full season of action for a second straight year. It starts here in London, but then later on in the summer, we're going to be out in Indianapolis once again. We were there last year as well, and then we're going to finish with the finals in Copenhagen once again. That was a super exciting atmosphere in Denmark. We're hoping for something similar here in the UK. Hopefully, they bring all the electricity and all of the excitement as well. Annie?
You pretty much said what I was going to say, so thank you for that, Derek. No, I think it's great. Obviously, we were supposed to be starting in Mexico. We ended up going to London due to some, maybe not say that, ended up being in London instead for the first tour stop. And then, like you said, we are going to Indianapolis. We're going to Copenhagen, finishing out with a blast. I think with what we did in Copenhagen last year, Europe should have these two stops. So London, you better bring it.
All right, so let's take a look at the full schedule for the weekend. We've got a ton of things going on. We've got the teams participating. We've got the individuals participating as well. For the individuals, we've got 7 events over the course of the next 3 days because we do have a two-parter, which means 7 events, 700 points up for grabs for everybody here this weekend. Ed, when you look at the schedule, what excites you about it?
I mean, seven workouts in 3 days, right? It's for the volume that these guys train at and what these guys are used to, it's not a whole bunch. But what I really love from a programming perspective, which is, you know, an aspect of fitness competitions that I love looking at, we've got a really balanced set of tests. And when you look at how those tests are distributed over the 3 days, you're not really seeing, you know, biases on any certain day. So you're kind of spreading long grinders, high skill workouts, short and fast. We've got 2 single modality tests, which is, we don't really see in competitions like this. It's gonna be really exciting because that can seriously shake up the leaderboard. One thing I am seeing as a theme though, day 1, shoulders and overhead. We've got heavy overhead squats, we've got 60 reps of them, and then they're going into pirouettes and heavy jump rope double unders. That's gonna be interesting to see how that plays on the athletes and how that carries over into day 2.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, it's not just a new season and a new weekend for the competitors, but it's also a new season and a new weekend for everybody here as well. So we're going to check in with our competition reporter, Amy Bream, as she takes a look at the new season. All right, thank you very much, Amy. We talk about a new season, but it's also a new season for the athletes as well. And Pip, when you're looking at this year, a little bit different in terms of how things are earned, but what excites you about this new season?
Well, earned is the word that I would use there. Last year we had wildcards for the pro athletes. So this year, all of our pros have earned their spot and their pro contract. So that's going to really change things up on the competition floor as well. I think with mentality of these athletes, they now know what to expect of them as pro athletes, what the whole year looks like, and it's just going to really, I think, put a different vibe out there on the competition floor as well, with competitiveness, attitudes, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, you mentioned everything is earned. All 20 of the pro signed men and women have certainly earned their spot. Now they're trying to hold on to them because there are going to be 30 challengers that are going to be vying for those competitions. But let's start on the women's side of things, and let's start with who won the competition last year. That was Laura Horvath. How important is it for her to get off to a strong start, and what do we like about her this season, Ed?
I mean, when you're the champ, there's that target on your back. And I think we've seen it in the sport. You can make it to the top once, but when you repeat, that's a totally different challenge. She wrapped up, last season, the inaugural year of the Well Fitness Project, taking home first, after finals, our season leader. I mean, and just look at these stats, they're crazy. Like, there's some crazy things here that I look at. Top 5 finishes, 16. That's 67% of all the workouts she did, she finished in the top 5. There's only 2 workouts that she finished outside of the top 20. And so, she's a seasoned athlete. She's hungry. She's really gone all in on the World Fitness Project. She's stated that this is the thing she's going to be pouring her energy into, no other distractions. So, I mean, she's going to be one to look out for sure.
Do you think she feels any pressure going into season 2, coming off of becoming the champion last year?
I mean, Well Fitness Project just did an amazing little documentary with Red Bull. They put it out there for the world to see, a little glimpse into Laura's life and her mindset. And she kind of has one of these attitudes, which is like, I don't really care what people think. I love this, I'm good at it, I'm going all in on it. So she's not a stranger to this position. It's not like this is the first time she's won a competition and she's got this target on her. So, with that experience, I think it's not going to faze her.
I think she's one of those athletes that actually likes having a target on her back.
I agree. I think she loves that. Yeah, she loves the spotlight. She loves doubters, and I think that's where she actually thrives the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, last year she had a target on her back. Actually, it was tapping on her shoulder by the name of Amy Kringle, who tied her at the end, and obviously Laura won by tiebreaker. So when we look at Amy, Pip, I mean,
Nailed it with the Red Bull.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was like, oh, look at him. Whoa.
Yeah, because I did say World Fitness Project at first. I said World Fitness Project documentary, actually.
Yeah.
Closer.
Touching.
It just sounded like it's like so loud when you're here. That's
Yeah.
why I've been holding it further away.
So I'll drop it down.
Okay. Don't you agree? Like, it's very loud when we're
I
here.
feel like I sound. Am I louder? Okay.
Yeah,
Got
the
it.
echo is throwing me a bit. I
Yeah.
can hear my own echo.
So I can turn it down here, but it's a barely similar broadcast.
Touching.
Almost touching.
Okay. Supple kiss.
Yes, so if the echo is too much, you can have both ears.
I think it's okay. I just feel conscious that I feel like I'm going to be deafening people out there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just because, I don't know.
I think you sound fine.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you sound any louder than.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
Okay.
It does sound like coming back. It's bouncing around the room, but I'll make sure it's not deafening.
Okay, cool. I trust, yeah, you're the boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
It is
okay.
a little off-putting, but I think we'll get used to it.
Yeah.
I think it's also we hear it here, and we want to have it quite loud because we want to hear Brian as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the ears?
Yeah. You okay with your
It
earpiece?
keeps falling out, but
Maybe you want to try one before we leave. Maybe try the one I have.
yeah, it's
Which one have you got?
Did you try bend the wire?
I have, yeah, and it keeps
Okay, which tip have you got on your?
I've got.
Is it the?
It's like a. Like maybe you need a smaller. Yeah.
I
quite
chose the
possibly.
smallest tab.
Quite
That's it.
possibly.
Let me have a look what we've got.
It's got my makeup on it. yeah, it keeps slipping out. I've tried bending it.
I do think it's going to be better with tape tomorrow.
I think
but
tape will
still.
definitely help if I can just.
But you want to be able to like laugh.
Yeah.
At least for me, it kept on popping out when I was laughing. So now I'm just
Yeah,
doing
okay.
smallest every time.
How was our volume when we were talking?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally feel like I'm dampening my voice a little bit because it sounds loud.
Down small. If you used to squeeze.
I think, yeah, okay. Everyone else is saying that I don't sound loud. It's just me. It's my voice insecurities.
You have a great voice.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you.
Come on in.
There we go.
If you used to, just one pellet. If you used to squeeze to compress it, and then when you push in there, hold it in for like 20 seconds. What it is, when the foam expands, it fits to like your ear.
Oh, cool.
It gets
Okay.
a better fit.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's better.
Cool.
See how long it stays in for.
I am somehow very conscious of that it's so close.
We'll go like down your shirt so it doesn't show.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that you're putting all your personal notes in Derek's sheet.
It's our sheet now.
Yeah. I'm like, are we all allowed to just put our personal notes?
You know what? As I was doing it, I was like, oh, no one else has done this. But I'm just going to, too late now. I can't put it somewhere else because like everything's here. Like if you deleted this tonight, Derek, I'm fucked.
I am gonna be
Okay,
doing
please.
some fun things. I'm gonna be changing your notes.
Yeah, please don't.
Right around some other people.
We've all been warned, yes.
She already did it.
I already did it this morning.
Yeah. She's getting that out the way.
Yeah. It was one sentence. One sentence.
It's one sentence too much.
I never realized the power I have in this sheet. Space, space.
What's that? I'm okay with it. I won't really know until the music or package starts playing again. That was louder than Brian. And
That was
me.
so loud.
So, but hearing our voices, that's okay with me.
We're all gonna have like sore throats and a cold.
Yeah.
So cold here.
I had one leg that was like.
Yeah. My muscles are like getting all stiff.
Yeah.
All the complaints.
Do you think it's cold here, Tommy? It's quite chilly. Maybe all the body heat on the weekend will warm up a little bit.
I feel like it might be just like the UK. It is always cold indoors. Yeah. I remember just training here as well in the gyms. They were always like, well, training in the winter time. They're not heated and I just remember warming up in full clothes and you had to put on full clothes again as soon as you finished. Oh, we heat our houses.
You're forgiven, Brian.
Well, they're beautiful gyms here. Like, beautiful. What'd you
You're
say?
forgiven.
What is that? Oh. Maybe you should say 7 scored events.
Amy. I was meant to talk about Amy.
Ah, Flo, yes. Yeah. Yeah, she competed. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, we're waiting. Smile for camera. Thank you. Okay, fine. Great.
All right, we talk about how good Laura Horvath was last year, but Amy Kringle was lockstep with her the entire way, just as good. It finished with a tie. Laura ended up winning with a tiebreaker, but Pip, when you look at Amy, she had a breakout season last year. What made her so good last season?
Oh, Amy Kringle, I mean, we've seen her for the last few years and there's been glimpses of potential there. And then last year, I really feel like she came into some of that potential, still so much untapped. But she was so consistent last year, third, and then second in the final against Laura. And really, we're only seeing a little bit of what she can do. There's still some holes that she's filling, which is a little bit scary because she is so good. Her strengths are the best in the field, strongest runner, or arguably the strongest runner. And I think this year it's going to be interesting to see if she can carry on that momentum into the entire year of competition.
We talk about Laura and whether or not she was feeling pressure from winning, but for Amy, how much did her confidence improve after the season she had last year?
Well, confidence, it'll be interesting to see which way it does go with the confidence, because this is obviously unknown territory for her as well. She's first time on the podium in a global competition, and she's now got a target on her back. And I think Laura is also very aware of how close she can come. But it also, that pressure, like having a target on your back does change things mentally, and I'm excited to see if it can go, obviously, the best way, which is further up the leaderboard.
It can break you or make you stronger, and I think it will make her stronger.
All right, let's take a look at the 30 challengers that we have. Excuse me, we're looking at our 20-sign pros first. Let's talk about, we're going to start with Jennifer Muir, Annie.
No.
Where am I? Hold on.
Yeah, but you're not teeing it up. You're just, aren't we going to see like all the pros? And I'm going to talk about the,
I'm going to put that in here real quick.
the look
Yep.
of the field.
All right.
So I think I'll
got
start
it.
with like big, and then I'll bring it to Jennifer Muir.
Yep, that was on me. That was on me. Hold on. All right, cool. All right, so let's take a look at the rest of the signed pros that we have in the field. And let's start to just have a conversation on who could potentially do well this weekend or who kind of stands out. Annie, we'll have you start.
Well, first off, if you look at this, we have just over half of these pros are newly signed pros. We are getting heavy influence from Europe. Like, look at all these flags. That makes me very happy to see. We're getting such a deep pool of athletes here. And one that we have to talk about is Jennifer Muir. She climbed in the first tour stop last season. She was in Challenger. She won the Challenger. And then she climbed her way up. She was in pros, and she did better and better throughout the season. I think if we look at the events that we have this weekend, I believe she's going to carry that momentum, and she is going to live up to it. She's going to stay in the pro and do good this weekend.
All right, let's talk about Hannah Black. She had an outstanding season last year as well. She's back returning as well. Pip, when you look at Hannah, what do you like about her?
Oh, there's so much to like about Hannah Black. She was one of my favourites last year, just to watch the progression as the year went on. And I was lucky enough to watch her compete down in Australia as well. She did the most travelling and competing, I think, out of all of the competitors. And it really worked in her favour because she earned that pro card. And I think now coming into this season, she's now, instead of having all these online qualifying competitions, taking up her time, she's going to have more time to work on her weaknesses. And this weekend, I can see some workouts that are going to really work in her favour.
Yeah, she's really been finding her game, if you will, over the last season. But another person who's doing that, even a little bit younger, Olivia Kerstetter, she's entering season 2. She's earned her pro card for the second season. What do you like about her, Ed?
So she was really impressive last year. You know, young athlete, new sport, burst onto the scene. She takes 9th, top 10 finish. So that already in itself is super impressive. But she's had a pretty crazy year already. She's already punched her ticket to the CrossFit Games just last week at the Legends Championships. So she's got that locked in. You look at the workouts this weekend based on past history. There's lots of things that actually really lend themselves to her strengths. Like there's lots of squatting. We know she's really great with the barbell, and she really excelled in that pirouette workout with the handstand walks. And we're going to see lots of those, an increase in volume from what we saw last year. So I'm really excited to see her. I will just say though, I am a little bit concerned about how much she's competed. I know she's young, she's resilient, she has that, as a massive strength of hers. But two massive competitions already in real quick succession. But maybe age is on her side, and it won't affect her.
Yeah, and she's not the only one. There's a couple of athletes who are doing back-to-back competitions in the last couple of weekends. But when we look at the challengers, obviously a little bit of a different format when we come into this season. No, everyone's participating in the same exact workout. Weights are all the same. Everybody's on the same playing field. So now we've got some challengers who could potentially really find themselves into that top 20 at the end of the season. And we're going to start with the person who won the challenger division here to get here, and that's Leah Storen. Annie, what are you seeing out of Leah?
I would also love, if we can do for this one, if it just like, what pops into your head when you look at the Challenger roster? Because I was thinking, talking about all the Norwegian flags, but we have to take a better look at Leah, obviously, with winning the Challenger. Would that be okay?
Yep, I got it. Do you want me to tee you up again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right, so when we... Yep.
Is that okay? Then I'm just thinking, because then I can, like, I'm maybe not going to name all of them, but because there's 5 Norwegian girls on the Challenger.
I'm the same. I'm so good. Annie, would you say Sarah or Sarah?
Oh, I would say Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Icelandic, it's Sara.
Sarah.
Yeah, but I think everyone knows her as Sarah.
Sarah.
Sara Sigmundsdóttir.
But what's a Ragin?
Ragnheiður.
That's
Ragnheiður
impossible.
Sara.
Ragnheiður.
I'll intro the challengers. You ready? What's that? What do you say?
Ready on you.
Very on you.
I'm gonna intro the challengers. All right, so let's start to take a look at the Challenger division because it's different than it was last year, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But everybody's now on the same playing field, same workout, same weights, all of that stuff. So there's really going to be a good contingent, or hopefully a good contingent, of people who can find themselves in the top 20 at the end of the year. But for this weekend, Annie, when you look at the 30 challengers, who stands out?
But like you said, all of these challengers are going to be very excited to stand a chance of punching that pro card, seeing how many challengers rose up from last season. But we have to acknowledge how many Norwegian flags we're seeing here. We have 5 women from Krieger, Norway, competing. But we have to mention Leah Storn there, the woman that won in the Challenger division. So first one coming into this competition. She did phenomenal, obviously, in the qualifiers getting in. She had been struggling a little bit with the heavy weights, but got a little bit of a breakthrough. So I think she likes the events that she's seeing this weekend, and coming in with that momentum, carrying it into the weekend, I believe she will finish well.
All right, Pip, for you, you've got someone who's starting to turn heads a little bit. Andrea Moistis, what do you like about her?
Andrea Moistis from Estonia, she's had a really great year already. She's had a top 5 finish at the UAE Storm Games and then second at Waterpalooza. So coming in second challenger ranked as well. And she's already got that competition experience against these elite athletes as well in the elite field. So I think she's going to be a competitive challenger. She's got comp experience already out there against all the best, and I'm excited to see what she can do.
All right, Ed, as for you, you were looking at someone who's kind of been away from the sport a little bit, not necessarily by her choosing, dealing with some injuries over the past. Sarah Sigmundsdóttir's in the field. What do you like about her right now, and what do you want to see from her this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start by saying that I think functional fitness fans are going to be very, very excited to see her name back on there. She's got a huge following. She's been so influential in the sport. But like you said, she's been out for a long time. She's had a nagging knee injury which hasn't healed the way she's wanted to, and she's been very open documenting her journey of recovery. And I was able to kind of speak to her before and just get an idea of how she's feeling coming into this weekend. So she was really honest and said that she was earmarking August to be her return to competition, but she's a wild card, and that's the cool thing about this this sport, is that these wild card invites can get handed out. And she just said, you know what, this is an amazing opportunity. I'm going to take it. So she's ahead of where she wants to be. And obviously that means that the expectations for her are relatively low. But, I asked her, well, what is the eventual, why are you doing this? Why do you keep on doing this? Injury is tough, as you guys know. And for her, there's 2 real motivators. One is that she wants to finish her career on her own terms, doesn't want injury to be the reason that she stops. And I think secondly, which I love, is that she wants to be a role model to other people. Other people who are facing adversity and injuries. She wants to show that you can do it, like you can come back and do it. And she says she hasn't been feeling anywhere close to her fittest since 2020. that's 6 years ago. So she's been putting in the work, and she's just going to take it one event at a time. And her goal is to get to, the World Fitness Finals.
All right, in terms of the men, let's talk about the champion from last year, James Sprague. He was very consistent throughout the course of the year. He didn't necessarily find himself winning events, but being consistent gets you on the top. What did we like about James? He's obviously, over the last couple of years, really found success in the sport. Trying to find who is talking about
Me.
James here. Annie, let's talk about James.
Well, like you said, he won last tour, but he didn't end up winning really necessarily, not the first tour stop, not the second tour stop, but he is so consistent. 2/3 of all the workouts of last year were inside top 5. He can win events and he goes for it. He believes and he goes for it. He's not afraid to take those chances, but he's also an incredible pacer. He knows himself so well as an athlete, and that is a very scary athlete because those athletes don't make a lot of mistakes. So he does have the certain events. He has some holes or weaknesses. I'm not going to say holes, but he has certain events that he's maybe not placing as high as he would like to. But he's also, his attitude towards it is so good because he's willing to work on it and goes in with that mindset.
What do we think about Roman Khrennikov? He obviously finished last year second. He found himself on top of the podium in one of the tour stops. Ever since he's been back or been in the U.S., he's been one of those athletes who has been battling for podium positions. What makes Roman so good, Ed?
I mean, he's just Mr. Consistent. There's so few holes in his game. He's a serious competitor. Like, you hear him talk about this sport and how much it means to him. Like, when you have that drive and that really strong why, it's just, it's going to be a very hard guy to beat. When we look at his scores from last year, he finished 8th, first. And then in the finals, quite a low result for him. I think he would agree as well, taking 10th. But he took over a season rank of 5th overall. But the cool thing about him is I did say he's got no holes in his game, or very few. But he had no event wins last year. And with the point scoring system, that's a massive bonus. If you can lock in some event wins, that makes a serious impact on the leaderboard. I will say one other thing is that he has also locked in a spot at the CrossFit Games, finishing second at the Mayhem Classic. So that stress is out the way now. He can be fully focused on the World Fitness Project and Tour Stop 1, Tour Stop 2, and the finals in Copenhagen.
We got a couple of guys that are on opposite sides of their spectrum in terms of their career. Pat Vellner is a guy that is now in his final year. And we've got a guy by the name of Ty Jenkins who's an up-and-comer, a youngster. Annie, just talk about these two and their career paths and what's made them so special lately.
Well, when you look at Pat Vellner, for example, like you said, we have to just mention him. He has said this is going to be his last year. So anyone that has not gotten a ticket to a tour stop, you want to get your ticket locked in because this is going to be your last chance to actually see Pat Vellner in action. He has been in the sport for such a long time. And I think one of the more consistent, dominant athletes because he keeps on performing so well. He has so many top 5 finishes in major events. And with the events this weekend, I think he will do good as well. And then we talk about someone like Ty Jenkins that is so young. He has been in the functional fitness sport for a few years, even though he is only 20 years old. But I just gotta say, I am a fan of Ty's because his attitude, how he approaches things, the music he listens to, I just feel like he is in this very, very good mindset and a strong contender. So up and coming.
Yeah, Pip, there's a guy in the field who exudes confidence in Chandler Smith, who, even though he would have liked to perform better, still felt good about his performance last year. He comes into season 2. He's still a signed pro. What can he do this weekend?
Chandler Smith has one of the best attitudes on the competition floor, I think. He's a fan favorite. He's also an athlete favorite amongst his peers as well.
Heart of gold.
he just holds himself so well. And I would really love to see him have a great season because he's putting all his focus into this. And he, top 10 finish last year. It's all there. It just needs to come together at the right time for him with the right workouts. And this weekend, he could end up on top of the podium. And some of these workouts really do play into his favour. So.
Yeah, we've got a well-rounded athlete, another youngster who's proven that he's got a lot of strength, had a lot of training in the strength side of things, now really putting his game together. Tudor Magda is a guy that you wanted to talk about. Ed, what do you like about Tudor?
I mean, 23 years old. I feel like he's a name that we've heard for so many seasons now. He's 23. Last year he picked up 7th. In the inaugural year of the World Fitness Project. He was top 10 at the CrossFit Games. Like, this guy knows how to compete at a young age. What I like about him, when I look at the events this weekend, like you just mentioned it, Derek, he's strong. He's obscenely strong. We've got a 1-rep max deadlift. We've got some decently heavy overhead squats coming in. And again, with the point scoring system, which we'll talk about in just a little bit, that really leans into athletes who can take event wins. And if he can take some event wins or some top 3 places, that's going to set him up in really good stead for the end of the weekend. And with the points rolling over this season, what a great way to start the season.
All right, let's turn our attention now to the Challenger men and look at a name that's synonymous with CrossFit. We're also used to the Panchik family being around the space. We've got another Panchik this weekend, and Spencer Panchik now in his first season trying to become a signed pro here at the World Fitness Project.
Yeah, it's always weird when there's no Panchik names on a men's, leaderboard, and it's really good. He was a wild card, so we haven't seen him here, and he's kind of coming in. This is his first major competition in 2026. He's competed at the CrossFit Games twice. He's in probably one of the most amazing training environments that you can be in as an athlete. And so, yeah, I'm sure he's going to be hungry. He wants to prove himself, and I'm excited to see him on the floor.
Then we also want to represent or talk about...
My mic's just cut out. Sorry, guys, my mic's just cut out.
You're good. I think it was your IFB, maybe?
What's that? Is that low battery?
It's working. I think it might be your... Can you hear me here?
I can't hear you, though.
Yeah, it's your IFB.
Okay, you guys keep going.
Okay. We also want to talk about some countries that are being represented because now that we're in Europe, we've got some European representation. So, Pip, we want to talk about some Greek athletes who could make a name for themselves this weekend.
Yeah, we have 3 Greek athletes amongst the challengers, so Alex, Yorgos, and Anestes. And it's so amazing to see 3 Greek athletes in the field, not just 1, 3. And it's a testament to this competition and its outreach to all corners of the earth. I'm really excited to see them sort of battle it out in their own little Greek competition on the floor as well. And yeah, I've just lost my train of thought.
That's okay. I'll tee you up on the athletes before I forgot. I'll put that in my notes.
Yeah. I got their names right, though.
Yes.
Pronunciation, I mean.
All right. We'll continue to move on. Annie, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So from the UK side, we've got a ton of athletes now that are in the field, which is allowing them to compete. Who are you eyeing in terms of who's here from the UK?
Well, first off, I just think it's exciting to see some names jump up on the UK flag on the male side as well. We're having 5 men from the UK on the challenger side. A lot of these are new names that we haven't seen a lot of, and this might be their first major competition that they're competing at. But I feel like this has been a gap that's been missing, and we haven't seen in such a long time. Now being here in London on home turf, home field, we saw more and more jump in after the tour stops changed. I will make something a little bit nicer and finish.
Cool. All right.
We need to work on that bit.
Let's talk about the scoring system finally, because we talked about it at the beginning of the show, how things were going to be a little bit different in terms of the challengers. It is your job, Ed, to break down our scoring system for this season.
I mean, it's kind of simple. the athletes who have the highest amount of points at the end of a tour stop become the tour stop champion. But your points stay with you as the season rolls on. And we've got 3 stops. We've got tour stop 1, tour stop 2, and then the top 30 pro athlete, men and females, will qualify to the World Fitness Finals. And at the end of the day, you're going to have your season rank, which is based on the total number of points you've accumulated over all the tour stops. And so it's a nice, simple system, easy to follow along, and every single workout matters. 100 points up for grabs in every workout that takes place.
However, do you want me to tee you up for the second?
Yeah, so I guess I was just waiting for the next graphic to come up. So I think I'll throw back to you. And then, I mean, what do you suggest?
What do you want to do, Brian? Do you just want him to keep going and you guys will change the graphic, or do you want me to tee him up for?
No worries. I think it would be cool if you would just continue and they move as you continue.
Cool. Yeah, I can just keep on talking. I'll do that bit again then, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Try it again.
Okay, thank you.
So I had a note for you, and then I went ahead and did it myself.
What's that?
CrossFit. You can just say, don't qualify for the games.
Okay, so don't say CrossFit Games.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine to say it, but I think you said it a couple times, then that'll become it. Yeah, you can just say they qualify for
We
the
just
games.
try to say it as little as possible.
And then I said, CrossFit is synonymous with pension. Instead of so.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah. So I said
You're so
functional
used to
fitness
it.
another time as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Sport
That's
of fitness,
okay.
functional
Yeah.
fitness.
Sport fitness, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did remember asking Brian about that. I was like, how should I, I think it's just like past event, but okay, I'll say it nonetheless.
Yeah.
CF.
It's in my notes now
CF.
to tee you up with the names.
I didn't expect you to tee me up with Andrew's name. So in my head, I was already ready to say your name. You said it, and then I said it again, and I was like, "Damn it!" I just repeated.
Oh,
what
that's
you
fine.
said.
That's fine.
Yeah. I was
Are you all
like,
feeling
that sounds
all good
weird.
in ears?
Yes.
Feeling good?
Okay, perfect.
And then I just lost my train of thought with the Greeks because I was like, I did their names, I like pronounced them right, and then I was like, oh crap, I've forgotten my note.
No, I have it in my notes now. As soon as you started speaking, I was like, oh, I was supposed to do that.
Yeah, all good.
So, we're good.
It's all good. I've got to change my notes on both the challenges, like because we're going to say their names, so then the phone they have just all worked out. So I need to change.
Do we always want to tee up with like the names, or sometimes maybe go like, what is the athlete that jumps out for you, so that then instead of you saying the name,
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll
Like
just
I
make
think
sure
it's
to-
cool sometimes, especially with the Greeks.
Yeah, I forget. I always forget that you guys have it in front of you.
Yeah.
So I kind of do that just as a reminder.
Yeah.
So you're not like, oh, who am I supposed to talk about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I do kind of like it as well, especially when you're starting right and going in.
Yep.
And when it's maybe like the obvious, like we have to talk about the winner from last year kind of thing. But then there's a question for the others, then it's kind of nice. Then you get the, like, I feel like it brings me into momentum. Otherwise, I'm sometimes like, I don't know. I freeze easily.
Yeah, I feel like if you just asked us, like you said, like who your eyes on this weekend, then it also feels a bit more like an opinion.
Yes.
And it's like there's less
Instead of like, oh, we're ready to have to talk about that. Yeah.
Don't put pressure on
Yeah.
them, Derek. Come on, man. You know better.
I'm sorry, I'm shaking on camera because
Because athletes, for example, are very bad with pressure. They don't deal good with
some of them is
Da, 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 da.
There we go, team.
I think we need to
Right,
get
mate.
an electronic sponsor though
Still
to get
going.
rid of this.
Are you still going?
This is so big. Chicken curry. Like, this is like taking up half of our screen. The laptop.
There's like, don't touch my laptop.
Or you can give me like a pull-out drawer. That's right.
Yeah. No. It's just at the end of the sentence. You need your own monitor. Just stop one for you right here.
I'm struggling with the timing. I'm like, do I keep going?
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Is everything okay?
and then
All good? Comfortable? But just
Yeah,
finish
well,
strong.
this gear is not smart.
Statement. Boom.
This shelf is so far, and this is in.
that we had to like.
Telling people to drop
Well,
the
it's nice to
toes.
have the shelf, but it should almost be like tiny because now we're so far from the computers. It's like just awkward sitting. But that's just feedback.
like stand stood behind and not
Yes.
sat behind. So
That makes sense.
this was one of the last things that were like, oh shit, we gotta get.
Got anything for me?
No, I was just thinking a way
That
of
was just feedback, but otherwise I think it's
very
great.
valid to either keep going or to wrap up without obviously doing anything.
We could have you guys make it too good.
No, we got. It's nice
Like
that
if you do
we
raise
struggle
eyebrows,
with
it's like
something,
keep
then
going,
we're not
like
as
you-
nervous about what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Blink along or something.
Then I just went
Yes.
through, like when I'm off camera, I'll give them this for wrap. So as long as I don't give you this,
Yeah.
that means you can keep going.
Yeah, but when you're on camera, the four of you on camera, there's something.
You're nailing your explanations.
Yeah, they're really good.
Told you it was good.
Yeah.
I've been pumping you up too, so that's good.
I appreciate it.
Did you get your telestrator or not?
Next time, intraabdominal pressure.
Anyone who gets a telestrator 5 minutes before the comp starts and then can use it on his first break, hats off.
I'm a bit of a loser with that stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
Derek, I'm just thinking about this points thing because there's going to be two images, right? So I'm just thinking if it's just like I have to keep on talking until the graphic changes. I don't want to just like run out of things to say.
No, they should change when you change.
Yeah.
So when you switch,
Yeah.
they'll know that you're on the second
Like
one.
what I could tee up and just say like, so let's actually have a look
You could also do
at
that. Give
what
them
the
the
point
audio.
spread is over all the different positions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, and then hopefully
They'll be listening.
yeah.
You got much rehearsal to do?
So we're almost done. Our run
Oh,
through.
sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna redo anything or anything like that.
Yeah. We have to figure weights for morons. Yeah.
Thank you.
Briefing. Just take it forever.
What I really like,
Innies
Annie,
about
when I'm talking, I really like that you like look at me and like you got the head nod.
I'm like, hell yeah.
I was actually gonna say that with you too. Is it distracting when you guys start talking and then I'm like looking at my notes?
No, it's okay. No, I'll just look at Annie. Yeah, I like it. I like because then it feels like we're actually in conversation.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I think it's so much better if I
Yeah.
feel like I'm talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I be?
No, I like it.
Is
Like
that
when you're,
okay?
I actually like it when you're talking and you're kind of like bringing me into it. Even if we're just like, you know, like nodding, I feel like it just looks a lot more like we're four friends just talking about
That's how
something we
I
love.
want it to be.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think
go
we
for
will- we
us
will
sitting
feel-
and like couches with coffee table in front of us talking.
Yeah, I feel like we would be way more relaxed. As well.
Yeah.
I feel
People having a
like,
conversation.
Yeah, just chatting about something we love talking
Talking
about.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
I
all
feel
it
like
is.
after this first one's quite regimented, and then there's a bit more space for like more chit chat in some of the ones after.
Yeah.
I think we could also like when we're talking on our bits, like you do this really well already, which is like we can just slow down and take pauses as well. You know, like we don't have to. I think that sometimes when we have our things written out, you want to like just nail it word for word, and almost just like
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
No,
But
you
I
are.
do
Yeah.
feel like I'm like.
No,
Darren can probably say I've been like all over the place on these shows.
No. I'm used to getting a quick thought out, and that's it. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm like trying to do what you're doing, which is like elaborate
Yeah.
a bit
And
slower,
there's-
a bit more. Like
There's bits and places for it, like the stuff earlier in the show, like those are quicker. But when we get to like when we start talking about the pros and the challenges, like we've got more time.
more
to-
time.
yeah.
I didn't realize as well that we had the same amount of time on the challenges as we do on the pros. Like I've missed, so I need to add some more words. I thought we had a little less time for the
Oh,
challenges.
there's no. I mean, we just had 8 minutes to get the
For the
whole
whole
thing in.
thing.
So
So we're naturally going to spend a little more on the pros.
Yeah.
It is always harder on the challengers.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm lucky. My two challenges, I know, they're quite famous, so I'm lucky. I chose well.
Your picks?
The two challenges that I've talked about, like Sarah Sigmundson.
Oh, it's so easy
And
with her
Panchik,
because we
I
know
just-
so much about
yeah,
her.
I got
And
lucky.
same Panchik,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, when you were talking, I'm like, do you want to change?
Yeah, nope. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and you just gonna change. You just change all my athletes around.
All right, we're starting back up.
Scoring. Okay. Sorry, I'm a bit lost, Brian.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little bit lost.
I've seen them, but I am just a bit confused about the two different perspectives and how they're going to come in with those two different videos.
Maybe we just see it and then
Then
figure
we
it out.
can, yeah.
In the workout number 1 from last year. Oh, you're talking about the snatch, like what happened in the snatch workout and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Fee, Amy, and Laura. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, that was me that's doing that one. And then that's why it's women, men.
Oh, okay. We've just misinterpreted that a little bit,
Yeah.
Brian. Apologies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Easy day. I might need to take some points down, but yes. Kisa Gaffey won her heat, and who won the other one? It was Amy. Yeah. 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 Laura and Emma.
And then, just so I'm clear now, once the video is played, is that when we're coming in with the different perspectives on the workout? Is that?
So are we coming in with the perspective, because we had also prepared with like talking about running on a treadmill versus running normal running, like on concrete, or yeah, and then about the workout being a little bit more about the barbell. So is that? Oh, are you hearing me?
I think you can still hear it.
Okay. So are we doing that just like while this is going, and then Pip is doing men's? Like, are we just throwing that in there, or are we doing that a little bit like when all of this is done, then we talk about, so what makes this workout maybe different from this one, or is there not time for that? Okay. Okay.
Who's what? Doing the men? Yeah, I'm going to have to rewrite my notes on this one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
so-
thought we had really good notes though.
That was what
that
we
was what we
thought
had
we
prepared
were.
for, but it's like yeah, rather we just talk about like maybe I'll just talk about the running. Pip talks about it being about the over squat, and then I'll take it back to like, well, then there's a question if we're going to see similarities from last year
Yeah.
where we saw some women like failing on those final reps, strong women in the field failing on those final reps, and I can then mention just like have it like super short where we mentioned that that happened, and we could see similar things happening on the over squat.
And it's still all relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I could fill in if there's something else that these guys have missed.
Yeah, if you feel like something is.
Yeah, only if. Cool.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got it.
Check.
I am shaking. I'm so
just so cold.
Yeah, my feet.
I
My
cannot
feet are so
stop
cold.
shaking. Look at my leg. It just keeps going.
You should buy like thick
I
socks.
think I'm going to like triple layer up tomorrow underneath my jumper because it's like affecting my. I look really stiff because I'm freezing cold. I don't want to put this jacket on though because it's going to get in the way of the microphone because it's like comes up to.
I'm not even going battery.
And so is mine. I got 4%.
I got 8.
So
Well,
Does it fit with this?
Hey, Brian. Just a quick one on the scoring. So what I'll do is I will just talk about, the season, points get carried over, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to say, let's actually take a look at how the points are distributed based on your finishing place in a workout. And when I say that, then I think then you can cue, then you can then bring the next graphic on the screen. How's that sound? Cool. Yeah. Got it. Got it.
Oh.
All right, so we hinted at this earlier in the show. We brought up the scoring and how everybody's on the same playing field. And we're going to be talking about this all weekend long. But Ed, why don't you break down what the scoring is going to look like for the entire season?
Yeah, so it's a nice, clean, simple system this year. Pretty straightforward. Every single workout you do, there's 100 points up for grabs. We'll break that down in just a second. At the end of the tour stop, the athlete who has the most amount of points is that tour stop champion. But the cool thing is there's a second competition that's happening here, which is your points stay with you as the season continues. So every single workout you do, every next tour stop you complete, your points accumulate and accumulate and accumulate, which ultimately leads to your final season rank. But there is a change this year. So for those who were fans last year, you'll see some differences in terms of the points distribution and how they're allocated based upon your finishing position in a workout. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at this, because this is really, really interesting. What you will see is that athletes are rewarded for higher finishing places. So first place is 100 points. And then we have this small drop off into second, third, fourth, so on and so forth. Now, that might look confusing to you, but I want to just highlight something really important here. First place takes 100 points. If you finish in 26th place, which means you've beaten half of the field of competition, you are only getting 26 points, 1/4 of the points of someone who's finishing first place. So what this means is, the biggest thing that I take away from this is, if you can lock in a high finish in a workout, you are massively, massively rewarded. Now, what this might mean, especially when we look at the tests today, we've got 2 single modality tests, deadlift, and we've got 175 calories on an Echo Bike. You could potentially have athletes see these opportunities to really go all in on these workouts, potentially save something in the tank on other workouts, cash in big time on these workouts, accumulate a ton of points, which is going to add up when we look at the 3 tour stops over the year. So it's exciting.
Yeah, you're talking about athletes potentially trying to hit their home run shot if they can, and it's obviously going to start with the first workout of the day, and that's London Pro 1. Let's take a look at London Pro 1.
London Pro 1 is presented by Trueform. London Pro 1 is 4 rounds for time of 25 toes to bar, 500 meters running on the Trueform runner, and 15 overhead squats with 185 pounds for the men and 125 pounds for the women. Athletes will advance their bar following each set of overhead squats. After the final set, athletes will set the bar down and advance to the finish line. There is a 20-minute time cap for London Pro 1.
All right, there's London Pro 1, the first workout the individuals will take part in this weekend. Annie, what are your thoughts on the workout?
Well, my heart rate is increasing right now just watching this. So this is a high heart rate workout. At the first tour stop, first workout, we had running, we had muscle ups, and we had some snatches. And we have been talking about that this workout, we are seeing a lot of similarities, so similar athletes might do very well here. However, I would like to point out that we are now running on a treadmill versus running on concrete at the first tour stop for that event. And what that does is, for people that have a hard time pacing, they have a monitor and they can pace and they know themselves. And you might get away with not as efficient form when you're running. So, and some of the heavier athletes are maybe gonna gain a little bit from having that treadmill. Also, it's a blind leaderboard because you're not gonna have the same running front and back where you're chasing someone, maybe going too fast, or you might be going too slow when you're on the treadmill, versus when you're with them and you're racing in a competition. So you need to know yourself and you need to make sure that you're pushing as much as you can there.
I agree with you on all those points about the running, but what I really think this workout comes down to is the overhead squat. I think it's enough weight on the barbell for both the men and the women that if, for the athletes that are really strong overhead and in that snatch position, they're going to be at a massive advantage. And even if they're middle of the pack runners, if we have runners that are not so strong overhead and struggle with that much volume of overhead squats, then it's really going to set them apart.
I 100% agree with you. And also, if we just look at the event from last year, it ended up being, we saw some women that came one of the first of the pack to the barbell and were failing the snatches. And there we had like Laura and Emma, where you would never expect that. So if you go out too hard, it is going to come down to that barbell and a cycle speed on that barbell.
Yeah, I want to just add to everything you guys have said, the cost per repetition on those overhead squats is so high. You know, you drop an overhead squat because of fatigue. We know at that point in the workout on round 4, the recharge time required is going to be so long. And we saw it last year when Laura was missing those snatches, how many athletes, because the field is so tight, will pass by, that with that one drop. And so, Anna, you just nailed it. You said, the athlete's going to have to pace this one perfectly according to their own ability levels and try to just get it just right. But then there's another element that we haven't talked about yet, which is this is workout 1, right? This is the first tour stop. Like, nerves are super high. Like the first workout of a competition, everyone's got the jitters. Generally, people kind of calm down after that. So you got high stakes workout, high risk, and it's workout 1. So
high heart rate workout, and your heart rate is going to be at maximum almost before you start.
Yeah, so it's now time to make our picks for workout 1 or London Pro 1. And I'm going to start, and I'm going to go with Ariel Lowen because I'm looking at an athlete who could potentially handle all 3 elements of the workout. Ariel is my pick.
I am looking for my pick.
Let me jump in.
No, we have women first. Women, then men on my rundown. We can swap it, though.
You've got Olivia, Annie.
If it's easier for you guys.
Yes, I just found it.
Okay. We're going to swap them.
We're swapping them around? We're going to do men first. Men first.
Okay. All right. So let's start to look at picks. We're going to start with the men. I'm going to go with someone who's been doing a lot of work with his aerobic capacity, and I'm going to go with Chandler Smith. I'm curious to see how much the True Form Runner will affect this workout.
I think it's a great pick from you, Derek.
Thank you.
I am going to go with Ty Jenkins. He is a great runner, great at the toes to bar, and I am excited to see him just go real hard on that first event.
I'm going to go with Roman on this one. I think this is a really gritty workout, which is right up his alley, and I'm excited to see what he can do with it.
Okay, so my pick is James Sprague. I mean, the guy's a champ. He's not going to be fazed by nerves. He's a great runner, moves great with the barbell, great gymnastics. I mean, it's an easy pick for me.
It's a pretty solid pick.
On the women's side of things, I'm going with an athlete who I think can handle all 3 elements of this workout. So for me, it's Ariel Lowen.
I am going with Olivia Kerstetter on the pick for this workout, and that is because of her squat cycle speed and it being on a treadmill. I think she could crush it.
I'm going with the obvious Laura on this one. This is right in her wheelhouse, running heavy overhead and toes to bar. She's got grip for days. She's going to kill it.
Okay, good choices, guys. I'm going to go with Amy Kringle. She's an awesome runner, great with gymnastics, especially toes to bar. There are some doubts around her wrist. I know that was something that was holding her back a little bit last year, but she's looking in great shape. So I'm backing her.
Oh.
I said Laura.
I said Amy.
Yeah, the pictures are definitely not spot on. I had Olivia.
Derek, Ariel, Annie, Olivia, Pip, Laura, Ed, Amy.
I think the men were right for every.
I think, are those the ones for the different? Those are,
No.
No?
No.
Yeah.
I think they're just going random back there. No.
There's a couple of names in there. Just keyboard mash.
Wow, we got the first compliment from Brian.
It only took over an hour
and a half
to get there.
Thank you, Brian.
Austin, Tommy Marquez, and Katrin Davidsdottir on the competition floor.
It all began with a jump rope in 2000.
Nice, guys.
Good job, guys. I think that was okay for the first, like.
I would say that went great for the first.
Yes, that was good.
I got the fuck up out straight off the bat. Sorry, I left it. I forgot my own name.
That was a very bad high five.
Forgot why I was here. Forgot where I was. What I was doing. I was like, uh-oh.
I was like, should I tee her up for that one?
I thought that he was going to tee
Do
me
you
up.
want to keep your ears for the doing the dress rehearsal?
No, we're done now.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Okay, lovely.
That was so much better. Thank you. It stayed in.
Oh, great.
So, yeah.
Everyone happy with their...
Yeah, really happy. Thank you.
Again, if you just keep the mics there. Yeah. And if it does sort of sound a bit loud, just... It's sort of...
It's okay.
It's okay, just run with it.
When we are in a package or music or anything like that, it's still way louder than Brian. So if he needs to talk to me, I really can't hear
The
him.
music in here?
Even my ear. Even in my ear.
the music
But it's
in your
a
ear?
little bit of both. It's a combination.
Okay, do you want me to get the music in your ears turned down a bit?
Or I go out
Or do
and
you
then I
like
get
the video?
stabbed.
Yeah, if you can. I'd still like to hear it, but
Okay, well...
we can play around with that.
Brian's coming down, is he?
Yeah.
Is he going to give us a debrief?
Yeah.
You were shit.
My
You were
iPad
shit.
died right at the end, and I thought we were going to go to Teams, and I was like, my iPad.
All I remember is team flick. I remember
Thank you.
God, I'll leave them. I'll deal with them.
Yeah,
then.
leave them on top.
And what I'll do, I'll leave them. I'll get them here set up in the morning, fresh batteries, ready to go. But so just the music down a bit of the ear mix. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to have a quick listen to that now?
What's that?
I'll get John to answer.
No. I think the CrossFit thing, you said it a couple times, but I said it. So,
Just need to change the mix.
no. Like, we can say it, but we don't want to get into the habit of constantly
Derek,
saying
what
it.
I'll do, I'll speak to Ansi.
Okay.
And get that turned down and check in the morning.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Just because I know that was a little bit of feedback on me last year. That's why I just say two-time games champion as opposed to like. So. Cool. One thing I always need to. My tosses are so generic, so I was trying to make them slightly different, but I'll make sure those are on point. What's up? What up?
How do we do?
Fine. I mean, it was a lot of stuff like in the back that was just needing to figure out. First time doing it, so the graphics, like the guy who's running all the RoboCams, just getting in sync with language of what we're doing. All of our camera operators don't have any experience with this sport, so just got to kind of bring them up to speed to that stuff. So that was why there were so many delays. Overall, in terms of what was being talked about, was pretty good. I would say the section that probably I think would be the signed pros section. I think it would be better as much as possible for you to like just reference. We're going to take a look at the signed pros and let them, because when you tee up Vellner and Jenkins, if I was watching, I would be expecting the graphic about Vellner and Jenkins. And you tee up Chandler and then
We
you
were
show.
just talking about it, and it also doesn't feel like it's as scripted, but us just choosing athletes ourselves. And like,
Right.
Oh, I am very curious to see this and that. Okay, that's
So
cool.
in this segment, it's more of you just like steering and letting them.
I was doing it like an audio cue to remind them, but obviously I don't know.
Yeah. So just I would say in those sections in particular, let's take a look at the total group of signed pros this year. Let them talk about it because we know there's 20 names coming on the screen. Same thing for the challengers. I think in general, I really don't know timing-wise if we were on time or not on time, but for the most part, when we're in those shows, you know, Yana's keeping me on time. So he's saying like we're 3 minutes behind, or we have time for this full segment or whatever. And so those are the times when I'll just, if I say to Derek like, picks next or whatever it is, or go to James, and you're like, what, isn't it supposed to be full field? And now I'm saying James, that's just kind of a cue to you that we need to move on. So there's things that are like, we don't want to miss, and there's things that it's like, if we miss them, we miss them. So my guess based on what we did today is that probably we won't get to those full field graphics. You know, because the stuff you guys were saying about the signed pros and about the challenger specifically is all good stuff, and I would rather hear that. So if we're on time, then Derek can say, well, let's take a look at the full field of women, and he'll do a little 20-second synopsis on it. But if we don't have time for that, we'll move on. So.
What do you mean with full field of women? Is
like
that
in the women's
challengers?
preview, it was